And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So, that was kind of a bit of a gap between part 1 and 2. I probably should have explained that these won't be up, like, one after the other, one day after the other. It's, actually should probably explain why we're doing a Let's Play anyway. Basically, What I'm Thinking takes a while to script, to get footage recorded off consoles, or find the right clips from movies. So, what we do is, we happen to be playing through this game anyway, and we weren't that far in, and we thought, well, because there is going to be a gap between episodes, just over a week for each one, I think we've figured out the average is, that why don't we do a Let's Play series going on at the same time, so that way you still have content coming out that you can watch. I mean, you can skip the Let's Play videos, there isn't exactly anything that impacts the theories, but we thought it'd be kind of fun, because this is my first experience pretty much playing through the game properly anyway. Oh, look, we found Sis. Actually, I was reading that one of the main reasons that the main greeting in here is Hoy is, it's not because the pirate thing is ahoy or anything, it's very similar to hello in a number of different languages. It's a slang term for hello in Korea and Japan and a few other places. I mean, it's not used that often in Japan. Oh look, we got a telescope. I love telescopes. I love mine. Unfortunately, the stand is broken, so no looking at the stars for me. So you're gonna let me borrow this. It's my birthday, come on. I wonder why you want me to look at the house. It's not plot important, is it? Actually, I was reading through the Hyrule Historia right before I started this part. I probably should have done it when I did part 1. But during part 1, I said that there was a few things that was kind of linking it back to Ocarina of Time, so like the hero of time they were on about was most likely the young Link. The problem with that being is if you go through the timeline, it actually goes off the adult era timeline. So this is a generation, well, not a generation, a timeline that really never would have met the young Link, and he only would have been a hero as an adult, so roughly 16 years old. So that kind of makes this little kid 16 if they're on about the young hero. But he's clearly not. I mean, at most he's like 10. Which doesn't quite fit either, because Ocarina of Time Link was supposed to be younger. I think he was about 8 or 9. I don't know, this Link could be 8, but still, they would have no knowledge of that unless adult Link told someone that he'd been asleep for 7 years, I think it was. Yeah, I have a habit of just letting go of the ladder just because it's quicker. I don't know if you can hear, but I am still sick. I had a bit of a relapse, so it took a little bit of time to get my voice clear enough to record again. I mean, I have a history of episode planned, coming out soon, which will be in parts, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then there's a few things I've learned while doing the history of that I want to do little mini episodes of. So it's going to be a marathon of that particular franchise for a while. But with this interspersed into, you do have something else. And we're going back to Lord Sword fighting. Yay! I love the fact that despite the fact he's already kind of taught us most of these moves, we have to relearn them. I mean, if it's a variation of something he's already taught us, fair enough. But the fact that the opening move is the easiest one you can do, and we already had to prove that we knew how to do it anyway. Sorry if I sniff every now and then, I'm trying to keep away from the mic whenever I know I'm gonna do that. But it's not exactly easy to do in this room. Oh, and in regards to the delay I mentioned last time, there is a delay between my input and what I could see, because I was recording it off the laptop. This would be the last part recorded with that delay, because I split the last play session in half. I actually did some more recording yesterday, while I was fixing someone's laptop, because that was taking forever. But there is a TV set next to me. I moved my TV over here and plugged them in. So yeah, the next set won't have that problem. I actually really love that rolling tackle. I wish I could do that in real life, because something just tells me that would come in handy. And of course, the jump attack. I mean, I used to study martial arts as a kid, and I gotta admit my favourite moves to always perform when we did free fighting was jump attacks. Mostly because it meant that I could jump with kick off with one leg. And by the time I was up in the air, I would switch legs and hit them with the other. And when I played this scene for the first time, it just reminded me of it so much. So it was like a bit of a nostalgia trip. But of course, there's some moves in here I only wish I could do. Of course, the sword is infused with the desires to grow strong. But it's not the Master Sword now, is it? Right, so we're off to go save Tetra, although we don't know... Why did I crouch? I think I was just playing with the camera. Once again, that little symbol does look like a fusion between the Triforce and the Majora's Mask, and I'll probably throw up what I mean. Because I said that to a friend, like, just after I'd recorded part 1, and they just stared at me and went, What are you on? I think I went looking for a shield at this point. What's that thing you have on your back? Why are you carrying such a dangerous thing like that around? Because it's cool. And it's a sword, and... Have you not seen the stone tablets? I'm, like, the picture of the hero. Oh, the shield I can't have. And I still wish was blue. It doesn't have... I got my first amiibo the other day, which was, Link. That was, like, the one I wanted when it came out. I do like the little touch putting pictures of us up there. But I got my first amiibo the other day, which I know I'm late to the party. But I only just brought Smash Bros. A little while ago, which I don't plan on showing off here, mostly because I got it for 3DS. Because I don't have a Wii U yet. And, if I ever figure out how to record my 3DS, then yeah, I'll quite happily show that off. That and Leozora owes me a battle. Or rather, I heard her about it. It was complicated, it was a wonderful conversation. Let's go collect some money. Now see, in most games like this, I don't find money a problem. Mostly because it's rare I buy anything in these kind of games. He just looks like a Cubchoo. Look at that. It's like Game Freak were suddenly putting stuff in franchise they weren't even working on. And the pirate ship out in the distance. I love it. Yeah, I love the texture, the 3D rendering, and the cell shaded. I told you I'm ill. I love all this little surroundings. I mean, it's gorgeous. And this always reminds me of Pokemon that you can't get through until you know the move cut. That's great. But yeah, when it comes to money in these kind of games, I'm kind of a hoarder. I mean, I'm a little bit of a hoarder in real life. I have a hard trouble getting rid of anything, especially books, DVDs, games. I just don't. I mean, I had a hard time getting rid of my toys as a kid, and to the point that I kept a lot of them. Not the ones that would be valuable now, of course, because I was an idiot. If I remember rightly, this is where the camera gave me the most trouble, because once again there's a delay, and I'm trying to figure out where the camera needs to be. But for the third time now, I'm going to try and talk about money in these kind of games. You'll see this a lot, especially if I play games like Pokemon, that I don't like spending money. It's very rare I will. So, I will literally go around, chop everything. I know I missed a lot of money on the island, because I wanted the adventure to start. I was getting sick of rupee farming. But I like to collect as much money as I can, and then save it. Mostly because, I think when I was a kid, I used to play through a fair few games, and I would buy every item I could find. And then when it came to a point where I absolutely 100% needed the money later on, I've spent it all, and then I've used the items, and then I've got nothing to sell back to get the money back. I love that you can actually cut the bridge here. I mean, I started doing it and then realised I'd have to climb all the way back up if I did. But yeah, we're about to enter our first real, like, action area, which is great, because I think you get a lot more accustomed to how battle mechanics work here. I say battle mechanics as if I was playing Final Fantasy or something. Yeah, I've been playing that a lot. But I love some of the camera angles here, and I'm still not too sure how Tetra's hanging there, or how she ended up there. I think it would have made more sense if the branch was kind of sticking upwards and she was caught on that, not sideways. But that's just me. I'm known to nitpick on that kind of stuff. I mean, once again, I'm rupee farming, and I don't think I find much. There was a bit I recorded yesterday where I literally found a way to get as much money as I need. And I think I ended that part on it just because it was... Well, you know what I'm doing for the next 20 minutes. Siddle. Siddle. That is still a strange... I need to look up if that word is actually typical of that kind of move, or if it's referencing something, because it's just such a strange name. Siddle. Bogoblins. A blue bogoblin. This is actually their first appearance. I mean, they appear again in... Was it Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword? But here is their most cutest appearance, and I don't mean that as if the enemy is supposed to be cute. I just mean their cel-shaded appearance are a lot more visually pleasing. I mean, they look... I mean, I know they were supposed to, but they look kind of gross. In, I think it's Twilight... It's not Twilight Princess I'm thinking of. They still look kind of cute there. But in Skyward Sword, I think, they look a little bit more pygmy. Pygmy. He is just staring at something. What are you staring at, Link? Where's it, boy? Go get it, boy! I said go get it. Don't hit yourself against the side. That's a little thing. I do like that they added this subtle nod where he looks in a direction and it's kind of giving you a hint that there's something over there. I mean, in this case, he's just telling me that the fairy fountain's there. Although the fairy fountain doesn't do much at this moment, or at least I don't know what to do with it. I'll probably will later on. Like, a couple hours into the game when I finally come back here at some point. I think I come back here at some point, I don't know. Like I said, this is kind of a blind playthrough. I've only ever played the first 2 hours of this game. In fact, I was kind of, on the fence about playing this as a Let's Play anyway, because, like I said, this is the GameCube port. And I do have my eye on a Wii U. And one of the games I would definitely buy for the Wii U is the HD port. Like I said, this is like where you fully get to put into practice some of the sword moves you've been learning. Because that sometimes bugs me about games when, for example, you have the visual display in front of you and you're bombarded with information straight away. And because you have no real practice of what to do with it yet, you kind of are overthrown by all this information. I hit the desk there, sorry. And that branch snaps so easily. But the good thing about this is it kind of introduces a few mechanics as and when you need them. I think Miyamoto is pretty good at doing that. I mean, there was this great video that I was sent a couple days ago about Miyamoto discussing the joys of World 1-1 and how that was pretty much it's kind of a tutorial in itself as well as a good level. I mean, I think you go left and you suddenly realize there's these blocks in the way and there's an enemy coming straight back at you. You can't go... Sorry, you go right, not left. What am I on about? So you go to the right and there's these blocks coming up ahead and there's an enemy. You're not too sure what to do. But the only thing you know you can do, because at the time the NES only had 2 buttons, is you can jump. So you go, okay, I can jump. Do I jump over the enemy? So you can jump over it, and if you miss and land on him, you then notice that the enemy dies. And then you've got these blocks, and you know you can jump, so you try to get on top of them, and then maybe by accident you hit one, and you notice a coin comes out, and then a mushroom comes out. And the mushroom will always travel to the right, towards the unknown, so it's forcing you to explore. So it's kind of like, you will have to move to the right. There is no moving left, you move to the right. And I've just realised that I've started talking about the tutorials of Mario Bros. While playing Wind Waker. And the big bad bird's back. I do love the design of this bird. I don't know if it has a name yet. Sorry, I'm moving away every time. I love how they're just randomly staring and he's the only one to think about taking action. I mean, I know they're kind of selfish, but still. They were good enough to catch him. Some people would have said you're being a stupid kid, it's your fault if you die. I mean, she even says here, stupid kid, you can't really do much. It's a bird, you're a kid with a little sword. But yeah, I just love the design of the bird, the way its tail feathers just kind of overlap as it's flying. I think that's a great little touch. I don't even know if it's a touch, because quite a few things are glitches when they're designed. And of course she's surprised we want to go with her. We're pirates, you know. Pirates, the terror of the sea. I mean, you guys don't seem too bad. You're just a bit grouchy. I know how you must feel with your sister having been kidnapped and all. Yeah, like you know anything about kidnapped siblings, or kidnapping at all, or... I'm sorry, where's your dad again? One thing, there's quite a few fantasy games where they do this, but I think it stands out most when I'm playing games like this, is you have people that are part animal, and they're pretty much treated normally. I mean, I forget the name of their tribe, I will remember it later. But of course they're like part human, part bird. And they're treated pretty normally. But then you have pigs running around. It's like, just because you can't understand the pig, why aren't they a sentient creature? Or are you only going across sentient creatures by those that you can understand and speak? And I love how the only connection he draws between the two of them is that they have long ears. He has long ears and he wasn't kidnapped. I mean, he's not a girl, but still. But Hyrule and Tetra both have blonde hair. They're the same height. Long ears, yeah. There's a few different similarities between them. So, I'm surprised that long ears is the only thing he picked up on, unless they're supposed to have different hair color, but... I mean, if I remember rightly, Zelda's always had, like, brownish hair. Although in this game, I'm pretty sure she's blonde all the way through. Mind you, the idea of having, Zelda be Tetra... Sorry, I may not have finished the game on my own, but I do know a lot about it, because I've watched a few Let's Plays, and I went to college with someone who was a huge Zelda fan, and they pretty much spoiled most of the games for me, without ever realizing. So I do know a few of the little things. I mean, I don't know all of it. At least she's considerate enough to let us go say bye to the family and get a shield. Because if they really were the big bad fearsome pirates, they'd probably just said, yeah, get on the ship. And once again, rupee farming. I think I give up on the rupee farming pretty quickly around here, just because I want the adventure to start. Eggs, bacon, 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 bacon! I actually hate bacon. I don't know why I'm shouting bacon. I just love the word bacon. It's a bacon train. Why did you get out the telescope? Crawling, 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 crawling. I'll get you. I'll get you. Oh, bacon, run away. Run off the bacon, run off the bacon, run off the bacon. Bacon, 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 bacon! I'm hungry now. Bacon! 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 Oh, bacon ran away. I suppose I better get that shield now. I mean, there's other pigs around. I suppose I could go bacon hunting some more. I can't be the only one who's referred to the pigs as bacon. There's definitely Link's gardening service going on here, which is funny because there is actually a guy on the other side of the island who will pay you for the gardening service, and yet I don't bother for some reason. Oh look, Cubchew's back. Mind you, he's probably just a depiction of me right now. I'm actually quite surprised I can speak, because the back of my throat's killing me. Because if I want to say bacon, I should just do everything saying bacon. Bacon, bacon, bacon. I should probably actually go get that shield now. I also find it really funny when they have the kids running after you. They have this like suction cup sound effect, and it's always kind of confused me. More bacon, yay! Oh come on, pick him up. Come back here, bacon. Bacon. I thought I gave up bacon hunting, but apparently I didn't. The bacon is calling. Oh, bacon ran away. I suppose I should go get the shield. Hi, Grandma. Given that how I always think this is one of the most expressive Link ever gets, I mean, because they did his facial expressions for like little things, like the look of disappointment when he gets the clothes and stuff like that. I don't notice much of a change on his face when he walks in for her to even say, "What's up? What's the matter?" I would have thought someone else would have come in by now with the amount of time I was wasting bacon hunting. I would have come in and say, "Oh, Errol's been kidnapped, by the way. Just thought you should know." I mean, look, they went to the trouble of, like, putting the guilt on his face for having to leave. I love that it's a quiet moment, and I'm ruining it by talking. Look at the sad face. I love the fact that he does just generally do that pose and no one comments on it. One of these days he's gonna do the pose and then someone's just gonna look at him and go, "What are you doing?" It's like there's, I forget which Paper Mario game it is, but, when one of them's giving you a tutorial, they literally say, "Oh, press A for this to happen," and I think one of the characters just says, "What's A?" He says, "Oh, never mind, but the Overlord above us knows what we're on about." It's like just some reference to it. I mean, I think Shin Megami Tensei have done it a few times as well. Which I just love, like, breaking the fourth wall that way. Although, funnily enough, I've never played the Deadpool game, so there's probably plenty of fourth wall breaking there. That's on my list as well. There's an ever-expanding list of games to play. Although I'm currently working through all of Final Fantasy, even though I've been a worldwide fan of that since I was a little kid. Kingdom Hearts, which I haven't played most of. I've only played some of the first game. A little bit of the second one. I actually played the first 2 hours of the second game before I even knew there was a first game. Well, I knew there was a first game because it was Kingdom Hearts 2. You know what I mean? I didn't have a copy of one. Actually, most of my game library is incomplete at the moment. Because all pirate ships need a gun. So this has always confused me. It's obviously a pirate ship, and they have a lot of, like, the pirate motif, like the pirate flag, the swords on the sail, and there's even a skull on the steering wheel. But don't you think it'd be a lot easier to sneak up on people if you didn't have all that pirate motif going on? I mean, I know you want to strike fear into the heart of people. Just saying. Oh, look at that sad face. And of course you notice your grandma back at the house. Just wishing you well. I love this music. It just swells and then just becomes this epic piece. Only to be spoiled by Tetra. I love that cocky smile. Tetra is awesome. Well, absence does make the heart grow fonder. According to Marion now. Yeah, I love how expressive they made him. I don't know if it's much different in the HD remake, if they've added any expressions to him. I hope they have. Although there aren't that many they can add to him. And now we're about to go do pretty much the most tedious thing I've ever had to do with the delay, because it drove me insane. And it is the main reason I switched to using a TV in later parts. Down below we go. This is Master Tetra's quarters. Even real pirates aren't even allowed in there. I see no real pirates on board. I love that they named him Nico, because, Nico is actually the Japanese word for cat, and if you look closely, he does actually have, whiskers on his face. I mean, I'm not too sure if he has any other cat-like qualities. I always thought he looked a little bit more like a rabbit, but he does have these whiskers on either side, and Nico does mean cat, so... I'm curious if they designed him and then gave him the name Nico because of the whiskers, or if they had the name Nico for a pirate and then gave him the whiskers because of the name. I'm always curious by things like that. It's like I know in Final Fantasy VII, the only reason Zack Fair is named Zack Fair is because he's a complete opposite to Cloud Strife. I mean, Strife is usually when you're having difficulties, and Fair is when you're fair and even-tempered. Cloud is a fairly soft-sounding name, and Zack is quite a hard name, so they're pretty good parallels to each other. I mean, I'm gonna stop talking about Final Fantasy because you're gonna get enough of that soon. I just love the fact that he can get there so quickly and then berates us for it. Actually, if you moved his ears slightly higher, he would look a little bit like my cat. Who's just meowed at the end of that sentence. I don't know if you could hear that. This is going to be the most tedious bit to watch, because of the delay, I kept missing it. Let's see. What do you think I'm doing? I really hate you, Nico. Every time I say Nico, my cat is crying outside the door. And like at the end of that sentence, I don't know if you can actually hear her. One playthrough, I might just let her in the room so she can meow at this camera, because she's adorable. Quiet, Jones. Yeah, she won't shut up. In fact, I'm just gonna let her in. And I'm back. Don't know if the cat's gonna be that vocal. Where are you, girl? You can probably hear her now. The only problem with playing games with the cat around is I don't know if any of you have cats. I don't know if any of you are cat lovers. But mine loves watching television. It's really weird. But she has this thing about sitting as close to a TV as possible and trying to hit the stuff on screen. And it's never what you think it's gonna be. It's never animals. It's really random things. For example, there are 2 films I know off the top of my head she will watch all the way through. And I'm not kidding. Hi, Jones. It's The Woman in Black. She'll watch that all the way through. And Edge of Tomorrow, or as some people know it, Live, Die, Repeat, which was actually filmed around the corner. And kept me awake for 3 months. Yay, we're making some progress. How long until we screw this up again? Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Timer. That's when you get the most frustrated. Time's running out anyway, so I have to restart the menu. He's looking at the camera as if to say, "What are you doing? You should be able to do this. What's going on?" It is pretty good that they give you this little area, and I always thought that... How did I overshoot that? That is ridiculous. Okay, that's just me being stupid. Come on, just make this jump, because it's even frustrating me off, and I had to do it. Although saying that, I'm commentating. I have one hand on a mouse, just so I can hear everything. And then I have a cat mauling my arm. Just climb the freaking ladder. Please tell me I finish this soon, because I imagine you're even more frustrated than I am. This is why the series is called Cykin Fails. Yes. God, I didn't overshoot. Yes. 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 Come on, one last jump. You can do it. Yes! Thank God. It's a bag. No one's gonna miss it. Just give it to me. I don't know if you can hear, but the cat's actually purring not far from the mic. It's quite adorable. And I wish you guys could see this, because to the few of you out there who know me personally, you know which cat I'm on about. And yes, she's being adorable. She's still fat, but she's adorable. Why did I hold on that screen for so long? It's a bag, for Christ's sake. And off to the Forsaken Fortress. Oh, I'm not gonna bother jump back, I just do what I'm supposed to do. By the way, my cat's name is Jones, because I know someone in the comments is going to ask. Her name is... It could be a reference to a movie. It's not, but a lot of people do think it is. If you can name that movie, you're excellent. If you can name what her and her sister Smith are actually named after, then well done to you. And of course, she's just nuzzled me in the head. Yeah, I save frequently. I'm debating whether or not to cut them out. I might start cutting them out as of next part. But I forgot to edit it out now, and I don't plan on re-editing the speaking. I might throw in an actual picture of a cub cheese to explain what I mean. I mean, I love that. Like, the sky. They went to all this detail to even give you a moon. I mean, I know it's kind of pre-rendered because there's no other place you can be with the ship in this point. But I just love that moon. So Nico's done this before then. And I love how she's just so casual about it. I mean, he's technically given away their treasure. But onto the Forsaken Fortress. Which... I want to know why there's anchors hanging from the top of the tree. That must have taken a while to set up. love the design. Yes, there's a light on. It means somebody's home. You ever seen so many seagulls? In Blackpool, yes. Pretty tight guard by bogoblins, which are actually quite easy to disarm. She's planning on killing me. Which is actually what she does. Yeah, this is the final part. I'm dead after this. Don't struggle. You really want to get into a dangerous place like that, this is the only way to do it. What about swimming? None of you think to give me a little raft that I could just swim out with? 2, 1. Here lies Link. Hit in the face with a fortress. He is most certainly dead. Bye-bye, sword. That upset look. Alright, so, in the next part we'll actually be tackling the Forsaken Fortress. So I will see you in part 3 when that actually comes out. For now, I'm just gonna save, drip dry, and wait for the cat to get off my arm. See you next time.